Hello everybody, greetings from the lockdown island, and oh boy, tonight we have some interesting stuff to get on with. So, last time we were working on getting different parts of the brand new inscription system working, and I am pleased to announce the inscription system is now in fact finished. There's like one thing that I would like to add to it, but for the most part it is in fact finished. So there's that. Give me a moment on that one, because yeah, stuff's to do. I posted to my Twitters and Facebooks because I love you that much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gorilla. Spreading the word really helps, especially in these particular times when there's a lot of people that can't really afford to help out. Okay, so here we are in the test world, and I just hit shift because I've been playing Space Engineers, and that's the sprint button, as opposed to the C, which is crouch, which just, yeah. Okay, so over here we have our little testing area. If I right-click some paper with some inks, we can now happily shift-click into everything. All the properties now have actual symbols, and we can just go through and create whatever spell we like, more or less. We actually have to ideally know the combination, but you know, we can get a fair few things. All the current spells that are available in the mod actually have combinations, and as you can see, there's a lot of things here that could create the better part of 700,000 combinations, but every time I click one, it reduces the selection available to click down to something that we could click. That includes, does a spell exist that has these in the combination, as well as, would this be something I could actually cast? So, I of course am in creative mode. If I hop into survival mode, then we don't actually see that full list. We just see this selection. This is based on spells that are inside of my inventory, as well as a specific list of spells that I know, and therefore know the symbols of. Looks deliciously complicated. It looks a lot more complicated than it is. because if we just go through there, bingo, cure light wounds. It's like that was the only combination that I could actually make after just 2 symbols. That was it. It just boiled it down precisely to that, which is lovely. That's a lot better than the old system that was purely random and gave you no clues whatsoever. But it still prevents you very much from actually brute forcing it. So there's that. So based on my spell level, well, my caster level and the spell level, based on what properties I know innately as a player, and based on whatever properties of the entire summation of spells that I'm carrying, you can now make different spells. And over here, the inscription table has a similar thing. It has its little reference slot back so that we can now actually use that, and it will just automatically fill in the combination. Obviously, in this particular case, I don't know spells that have most of these pieces, so I couldn't make this in the field if I wanted to, for that kind of thing. Baby Trans's noise today? Yeah, a little bit noisy. But yeah, so there's that. There's also another little thing I can show off. So let me see. I want one of the arcane sights. Let's go with greater. Why not? So if I cast this, I now have the arcane sight spell status effect. That's the word. So now, if I'm over here and I'm in sufficiently close proximity and I'm looking, then I can actually see what spell is being referenced on a given inscribing table. We've got Greater Living Terrain there, we've got Word of Death there, we've got Magic Missile over here, and you can see it's a fairly short range, but nonetheless, that means if you have, like, a big area full of inscribing tables, then you can actually, like, identify which one is crafting, is set for which spell quite easily now. Makes things much easier. That's just a little, like, tiny bit of like usability kind of thing. Nice little compatibility with Arcane Sight as well. Very good. The only thing I would like to add is currently there's no way to scroll through a spell book if it's in the reference slots. I would like to add that because Lord knows it would make a lot more sense than having 50 different inscribing tables just holding like one scroll. It'd be nicer to actually just put a spell book there and actually scroll through it, cycle it to get to the spell you want. But like ours is spellbook, I don't know. I think I used like one spell in the entire time I've used Ars Magica. But you can, like, currently if you have a spellbook or a compound spell inside of your hand in like this view, in this inventory, then you can in fact like shift, well I think it is, and then actually scroll through it. But you can't do that so much inside of the actual, like, window here right now. So there's free spells here, can't go through them. But if I'm holding it here, Magic Missile, World of Blindness, Silence, yeah. So that's what I'd like to do. Also, point of note, if you do have a spellbook with multiple spells in your inventory, every spell in it counts and contributes to what properties you can identify. So there's that. How about something that looks like a wine cabinet but for scrolls? You mean a bookshelf? Do you mean a bookshelf, Gorilla? I'm just gonna clear that status effect off of me. Effect, actually clear. There we go. So, the other thing is that when I'd made all of those different icons for the properties, I figured making 40 of them and only using them in one GUI was maybe not really, like, sufficient. That seemed like way underusing that amount of work. So you can in fact now craft them to display instead of item frames like this for various whatever purposes you like. All that you need is a brand new color of ink, as it were, calligrapher's ink. A high quality ink used mostly for decorative pursuits. If you combine this with paper, then you will get some sigils. You will specifically start off with just the sigil for Abjure, but if you then cycle that through your crafting window, then you can get through to all of these other ones, and if you put them into an item frame, they render sort of like a map. So, here. 45-degree bookshelf? The diamond-shaped thing? Huh? Where? Not a bookshelf, the things that can hold multiple wine bottles horizontally, but for scrolls. So, yeah, sort of like a wine cabinet, I think I know what you mean. But, yeah. I mean, maybe. Most scrolls were not stored in such a fashion, historically, in antiquity. So, yeah, that is the new inscribing system. I hope you guys like it. I am definitely loving it. You will notice, perhaps, that the big rotatey circle around here doesn't show up unless there's an actual spell in it. That's just to keep things a bit cleaner and tidier. This purple bar up here that holds the symbols, has a set width initially, and then if there's a sufficiently long spell name in it, it will extend. Hence why it is wider here than it is in here. But that's just that's just like visual things. So tonight we're moving on from that for the time being, and we're moving on to a little different kind of steps that is still nonetheless familiar to us and also works towards our changelings. Which is to say, we're working on the pact system tonight, everybody. Hope you enjoy. It's going to be very simple because we're getting it up off the ground. I have been stalling a lot on proceeding with this because I wanted it to interact with the same stuff that advancements do, but advancements aren't exposed. I can't tack onto them in any fashion, so we're probably going to have to start off just by making our own triggers. Oh well. Oh yes, I believe Carol is owed a hug, aren't you? Per, would you prefer Carol or would you prefer Rose? Our little guest here today. Your choice. So we have our list of objectives at the top here. Allow players to view their current pact via a screen accessed via the inventory. Then set the player's current pact using the corresponding pact starter items. Define some means of increasing the progress of the player's current pact. Doesn't have to be configurable yet. Add benefits to different tiers of different pacts. Also doesn't have to be configurable yet. When we actually figure out what we can add and what not for different pacts, then we can determine how those are written into the NPT data and make them configurable. And then create an endgame consequence. Yee. Stuck in panic-induced insomnia, might just visit stream. Oh, I'm so sorry, Resender. Hopefully you're able to, like, get some decent rest later on tonight. Yep. Up you come. There you go. Hope it was, well, you had absolutely no economic stake in that, but I hope it was, hope that was sufficient for you, Burr. But okay. So, step 1. Actually, allow us to actually see what our current pact is. Now, we currently have a similar thing in the inventory for the viewing of your own challenge rating. So, we'll be using something very similar to that. Lying you're adorable? No, you. It is in fact you who is the adorable one. Let's see, mouse scroll. Spell container is sneaking. I should actually ask if that has more than one spell. Because I noticed it was pausing the scrolling on the scroll that only has one. I should rename this because it is currently an empty left click. There. Okay, there should be a UI element in here. Where are you? Render sigil in frame. That's related to the item frames. Render living. Interesting. Did I not put it in here? Gem detection, some highlight when hiding player. It in fact is not showing here. Interesting. The reference values should have a thing for it. Because there is GUICR. Uno reverse. Ah, bus GUI. Okay, I forgot that one existed, admittedly. Okay, so it's very simple. When we open up the inventory window, then it adds the buttons for CUI, for CR and pacts, and then whenever we click those buttons, we open up the corresponding GUI. Right now, we actually are just hiding the CR button, so let's just force that on. And that should now mean that we're actually able to see the CR, but the packed button, even if it doesn't actually do anything right now. The positioning of those buttons, by the by, is also configurable, so you can move them around. They don't have to be in the spots that they start in, which is significant because I don't know how many buttons are added by other mods. And maybe you just want to have them in a different place. Who knows? Oh yeah, we now have sound alerts, apparently. I don't know how those are triggered, but apparently you guys have access to them. So let's just see if that's correctly added. Our new thing. It would probably help if I was actually in the inventory. Can't see them in creative mode. Flip. Okay, yes, there we are. So there's the packed button, looking all creepy and eye-ly and spooky. And here, of course, is the CR button. Which renders a little weirdly when there's stuff that has, like, a glow on it, but it's fine, you can still click on them. They wouldn't, these buttons wouldn't be visible if you couldn't. And that just changes around all of our different stuffs. That has absolutely zero effect on our capacity to actually, like, deal damage and whatnot. Blip. I wonder if I can. There's gotta be something to fix that, I'm sure, but we'll be. That's for another time. So, next step, actually be able to click this button and open up a window. Ooh, it'd be nice if, like, if the packed screen was, like, similar to the achievements screen, but it was just, like, your head in the middle looking around. That'd be entertaining. Anyways, let's wait till we actually have a screen before I start thinking of things to shove in the screen. Okay, add that value. Like The Sims? I guess a little bit, yeah. You are fundamentally, essentially, a sim to a warlock patron. The sim, the only one. None of this City of Sims stuff. So many GUIs, oh boy. Okay, now we don't need... At least for the moment, we don't need to actually have a container. For this. So, okay, we'll just have that. We'll click the button, it'll open up a duplicate of the CR screen. For right now. Hail the all-powerful magic fish. Certainly, yeah, that certainly seems like some kind of warlord patron. Like the Eldritch, I guess. Oh, I forgot there's another item in here now, isn't there? There's an item in here I haven't showed you guys. But I added it in preparation for this very stream. Doesn't have a texture yet, but we can look for it. Behold, the flask of liquid ozone. Guess whose pact that starts? By the way, I have diamonds in my inventory because I decided to put that down. Because it actually managed to expire recently. Amazingly. Okay. Very good. Yeah, blocks especially render kind of weirdly. Don't know why. Just do. Wouldn't happen to be a shoop? Is it Kirin? Maybe. Mayhaps. We've done practically everything necessary for the witches, so yeah. Okay, so hitting that now opens that. Good. Progress. Should not be a bottle to catch lightning in. I mean, packed starting items are usually things that you are handed, like, to start the pact. Catching lightning in a bottle might be one of the things that they ask you to do to progress your pact with them. Oh, who knows? Okay. Let's add our new GUI by cloning the existing one. Oh, right, yes. GUI packed already exists because we previously had it as just a screen. We can actually probably get rid of this. I don't think anything references it anymore. Except for that, obviously. So that's literally the only reference to GUI packed. Ergo, we can get rid of it and just use this stuff. Good. Okay. So, the first one that we're going to want, well, we're not going to need the hotbar buttons, that's for sure. But we are going to need the image button. And, let's see, for you it is 0, 0. I don't imagine this is going to be a screen where you can change very much, at least not right now, but if you had an odd I had an odd flashback to gas, a cage, and then to the witch in the... If you could hold time in a bottle. We're not going to be displaying active potions in this, so that shouldn't be a necessity. Current held item, active potions, not really necessary. We don't need the fractions list either. Hotbar buttons, no need to update those at all. Let's see, health, armor, damage, caster level. Nope, not necessary. Just getting rid of everything that we don't really need here. At least not for right now. If it equals 0... That's currently our only button, in fact, so just go back to the inventory. Make readable fraction is relevant to other things, but not here. Hotbar buttons, no longer recipe. Fractions, nope. Current hell item, nope, don't need that. Okay. Nyarong? Dusty! Thank you! Which I believe brings us to 22 subs. Another 18, and we get a blind Dead by Daylight stream. Boy, won't that be entertaining. Okay, so there is the start of our packed screen. Let's just see if that's working. We should be able to distinguish it now from the CDR screen because it will be lacking a lot of stuff. Sounds like it'd be painful. Oh yes, but not for the survivors, that's for sure. Okay, so we click that, we get that screen, we click this, we get this screen where there is barely anything, though there does appear to be an inventory that we need to change. Okay, that's fine. That's fine and good. No worries there. And there's still icons and all sorts, but that's because that's part of the texture. That's fine. You meant for the viewers? Don't really like seeing people suffer too badly? Yeah. There's definitely a market for suffering. for seeing people suffer, absolutely. It's called Schadenfreude, it's one of the oldest forms of comedy. Let me click that, we go back to there. Good. Okay, very good, very good. A good start. So why? Ah, because we have container CR. Aha, right. So do we always need to give it a container? Yes, we do. Okay, we need to just give it an empty container then. Is there just an empty container I can give it? Like, we don't need to be able to see any slots. We just need to be able to see ourselves, but we probably don't even need that, honestly, right now. Like, if that's just part of the... Drop potion effects? Yeah, we probably can get away with just having a lot less, actually. Yeah, draw entity on screen is literally all that we need there. So, we can reduce this quite a bit. So just make that down to GUI screen. We shouldn't need to worry about that. Or that, because we don't have an inventory now. Let's see, do I have anything here? I don't even remember what this one's for. Oh, this is... Now I remember. I saw GUI regenerator, my brain went to, like, trolls? No, there's actual, like, world regenerator. I remember now. So much in here. Oh boy. What I'm looking for here is something that draws a background screen. Because apparently GUI left and top don't exist here. Nor does the size for some reason. This is going to be a mess. Calling it right now. Let's see just how much we've just broken. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So step one, just create a screen we can access from the inventory that can show us, like, a string and a number. What pact we're on, what tier we're on of that pact. That's what we need. That's all that we need right now. I'm hungry, then go get food mush. Yeah, saw that one coming. It's presumably happening somewhere, just not here. Okay. Well, we can figure that out. You've not had dinner and you'll BRB? Yeah, go have food march. Okay, so let's find out where GUI left and GUI top are generated and how. There's X and Y size, which we can presume to be untouched in ours. Okay, that should hopefully bring it back a bit. Is this called literally anywhere? No, that's probably why we didn't see anything. Okay, where is that called in GUICR then? It's called in draw screen by GUI container. Okay, that's fine. I think we have a draw screen here. Yeah, that's right there. Guessing foreground layer is very similar in that regard. Rip UI? It's fine. It's fine. Also, yeah, if people have any bits, I believe, I want to say RIP is an actual, like, sound alert? I know there's a bunch. I did not spend too long looking at them, but Twitch yelled at me to add them when I booted up the stream today, so, might as well. Get people even more value for those for those points that they have that I have, well, for the channel points that they have that I have no stock in whatsoever. There we go. Okay, no longer we've got me just swilling around here, but we have no inventory slots because those are purely part of the texture now. Grand. Okay. Now we need to get the foreground back, which would add the text over here. And then we'll be most of the way there. Hooray! Looks at them all flying out of their bank account. Yeah, I know that feeling, Barrett. Title let's use bits. Ah, okay. Right, well, then I do have an economic stake in there. Go hog wild there already. Okay, so at what stage? There you are, foreground. Right after a whole ton of stuff happens to slots. Gotcha. As I say, I did not look at them very long. I just know they're a thing that Twitch is doing. And boy, was there a lot of terrible, terrible sounds that it suggested. Not even guaranteed to be paid Friday? I'm not even guaranteed to be paid by, like, the government tomorrow. But yeah. It's like, it is a complete mess. But okay, that should add the text. Let's find out. You have a traditional job, you're supposed to be paid weekly, they've been paying you bi-weekly. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Hope that clears up for you, Burr. Okay. Well, you tried. Why has it done that, I wonder? Because it is hard-coding a value. Let me just, hang on. It is hard-coding a value here, which is the X position. Does that mean if I open up CR and then move? No? Interesting. I wonder why that doesn't shift with rescaling if it's a hard-coded value. How very odd. Yeah, everything else is actually like dealing with X's and Y's, but not that for some reason. Huh. How curious. But when has graphics code ever made sense to me, of all people? Yeah. Must be something to do with how containers use it, I guess. Let's see, this dot width plus that over 2. Gonna go scratch up dinner? Yucky! Enjoy food. Enjoy food. Food is good. Keeps weak humanoid strong and not falling over dead. Slipping into Artifice there, slightly. I love the art. Like, Artifice was supposed to be like doing a voice there. This is in reference to the Wednesday night Dungeons and Dragon Hats campaign. My Warforged, my essentially magic robots character Artifice was supposed to just doing a voice there as part of a disguise, and now it's just instead they're just speaking thick bad Russian accent. Like stereotype cliche.
A few moments later.
Yeah. Well done, Esper. Yeah, a few moments later, and Artifice just now speaks in a bad stereotypical Russian accent. But okay, progress. It's now in a place at the very least. Not quite the right place still, but you know, getting there. Let's just subtract and actually see if that moved. Nope. Nope, hasn't moved. Okay. Sometimes it'll figure out that it wants to update live, but not always. Let's see. This dot height. Everyone in chat leaves for food ASMR. I mean, sure. Go for it, I guess. Meanwhile, let's toss together an incredibly quick and mostly meaningless screen texture. Force challenge rating. So now that it's based on relative numbers, it should all actually, like, rescale properly. Yep, so there's that, and it's still there. Very good, very good. Okay, and over here, we have what the CR screen looks like, which is currently bloated as, bloated AF. Because it's got all of these in it, which is just left over from the inventory screen. And we don't need pretty much any of this. So let's just get rid of that. And tell this up here, it wants to be using the packed screen, and we also want to refresh the resources so that it actually does. And I'm pretty sure it won't update live. No, or not. Sometimes it does, and then you can get a whole ton of UI work done very quickly, but most times not. But okay. So, we are going to be changing this to be an actual name. So we have the player up here, so we need to try and retrieve the player's pact as our starting point here. Let's say that we go for the witch, because why not? Why not? So, pact ID right there. I'm trying to think, do I go to client proxy for this? I think I do. Or I can probably just ask the Where's oddities proxy for this? Journal and pact. There you are. Get pact ID. Two-string. Speaking of food, you have tuna. Oh. I would suggest you keep that away from Burr when she gets back. Just for your own safety, you understand. Okay, so now it will either not display anything, or it will display something. Very clear there. But what we're looking for is to actually display a thing there. Now, player pact in the client, I think, should just be null initially, so it's probably just gonna say nothing, really. Hey, Ricky. Your key smashes are starting to look more and more like anime girl noises. I mean, there's that, and then the really bad part is when they start to resemble ahegao noises. Which, you know you've gone wrong then. When you go from anime girl noises to hentai, like, onomatopoeia. Woof. There's a bug! Yay! Which I'm guessing is because it was null. So what happened there? Okay. Nope. It's because it didn't register as null when we got the pact. So it went to get, so that when it went to get the pact ID, things went wrong. Okay. How is lockdown treating me? More or less as much as life always treated me, like, for the past 5+ years or so. Main difference for me is a lot of things are, like, out of supplies. Like, it took us forever to find, like, eggs. But, yeah, we're working on it. I mean, for the most part, we only went to get groceries once a week anyways. So this wasn't that big of a problem for us. Okay. So now it correctly displays nothing when we don't have a pact, which is fine because we shouldn't actually be displaying it that button at all if we don't have a pact to begin with. So now we need to actually display something. We need to be able to see a name of some description. So let's real quick see what happens if we use one of the pact starter items, assuming that I have actually coded that part. Open the GUI. Okay. GUI pact start? Nope. Screen pact start, was it? There you are. So, yeah. Pact start. And then hopefully that does something when it hits the right side. There we go. Good. Okay. So what we're looking for here is that we see nothing initially, and then we use one of the pact starting items, and then it actually changes. That's what we're hoping for here. And let's go over and like actually do this from a position that makes a lot more sense, like right in front of the witch, who is still currently Dinnerbone, by the by. Thank you for that, Dinnerbone. Are you okay down there? Hello? Gonna presume you're all right. Okay, good. So, Confirm. Go to our pacts. Nothing has changed. Okay, so we need to fix that up. Because that is step 2 of our little objective list tonight. So, let's see. Target player does not equal null. Pact does not equal null. Set pact. That is... It might be the pact is always... Well, let's find out. Let's do some testing here. Perfect. There we go. Doing a headstand. Literally a headstand. Yeah, the major loss I've had recently with regards to lockdown and stuff was pre-lockdown, and that was that there was going to be a concert at the local town hall, but then got called off due to the panic and whatnot. So. I've also had some plans to go visit the US for a convention, but that also went awry. For a variety of reasons, and that not the least of which was, yeah. Coming in Friday to celebrate your 30th. Oh, we're getting old, Ricky. We're getting old. Okay, so there's the client side. Yes. There's the pact itself. So if we get to that stage and we still don't see anything on our screen, we know there's something. There's a couple concerts you're hoping aren't going to get cancelled. I've seen statements that this whole thing could last until June, so... Also, speaking as somebody who has some, like, the phrase "going tits up" doesn't really make much sense. They're usually pointed horizontally, occasionally off to the side. Like, doesn't Okay, so once again, nothing. Confirm. Still nothing. But what was in the log there? Found. Okay, side client. Found target player for pact start. Found target pact for pact start. Attempted to set unknown pact. Aha. Aha. Okay, that tells us a fair bit of what might be going on here. Right there. See that? Okay. So we set the pacts, but the pact's handler did not recognize it. Next question, why did the pact handler not recognize it? Pact map, okay. Read pacts from JSON. Oh, it's probably having trouble reading it. Okay, let's scroll up a little bit here. Where are we? Not seeing any errors here. At least nothing related to pact loading. Got Sneak on in June? Yeah. We didn't see any errors. Didn't see anything like that in there. But we also didn't see that. No pacts found in config directory versus loading n pacts from JSON config. I don't see that anywhere in here. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be in here at all. Where does that get called? Gets called from init pacts. Did I perhaps turn that off? Yes, I did. That's probably why. Okay. I turned that off because it was doing a bunch of stuff whilst we were trying to do other stuff. That's probably why that's not working. Okay, let's try that again. MCR? Ooh. And Area 11. What was Area 51 all the kids were interested in these days? Okay, loaded packed from config. Fey Witch. Good. This is from the Interstellaria, apparently, soundtrack. Yeah? Yeah? Don't worry about it. Confirm. No seeming problems down here, at least not that I saw. Oh, we have some... yeah, some trouble here. So we go to here. Hey! Hooray! Good. Progress. Alright. Back in 10. Time to my break, everybody. And welcome back, everybody. So, just before we left off there, we successfully managed to get our pact starting items to start our pacts. So, now we're on to the next step up here. So, set the player's current pact using the corresponding pact starter items. Allow players to view their current pact via a screen accessed via inventory. Good, we got that. Define some means of increasing the progress of the player's current pact. Next step. We've got pacts up here. It doesn't currently have anything that actually functions, for the most part, and we need to tie that in to our actual stuff. So let's start by adding a value displayed in our actual pact screen, which is the current tier of that pact. Pact starting items to start our pacts. What else would they do? I mean, yeah, there's a food type, there's a drink type, and then there's just a generic type. So let's see, y level equals this dot height minus 10 over 2. Pretty sure there's a name here, but I could be wrong. Get display text. There you are. No, apparently can't do that. Okay. Oh, right, yes, we need the width, don't we? Let's also rename this from rating, because that's still left out from challenge rating. And let's also grab the actual pact itself. Because that's probably going to come in handy. So there's tiers, and if we actually ask our current thing, we can actually just get the tier level there. Okay. A generic no. I mean, this is configurable, or it's intended to be, so I guess there's a possibility, but no. Okay. If we go in there now, then we should be able to see a level, which will still be probably 0, but nonetheless. I guess strictly speaking, 0 is like when you get it, and then it should go to 1. It should probably read 1, but it's fine for right now. If I just add 1 to that number, it'll be fine. So what we're looking for here is that we just have a number below our name. Our name may even be formatted now, who knows? So, nothing at all. Confirm, go in, and it's above, but nonetheless, that's progress. Okay, Fey Witch, level 0. Grand. Perry, you're combining a lot of things there. Also, I don't hate Generator Ricks, it's just I am conditioned by Bamboo's adoration of it. Let's just also get the expos in here as well. So I can move these a bit more individually. At 6 hours sleep, you get weirder the more tired you are. Oh yes, I'm familiar with this myself. So I put this in the right place. Let's find out. Just real quick, let's try and put this in the right place. Weirder or grumpier? I wonder, instead of being like a flask of liquid ozone, should it just be a flask of liquid lightning? Is that maybe a bit more on brand for the Kieran? You tell me. Okay then. Here's where I check if this is actually moving now. Nope. I mean, we can read it there. It's probably fine. Liquid lightning. What would that taste like? Shocking, I imagine. It is about the right altitude at the very least, so got that going for us. Okay, so here we have bus packed progress, and it has sat pretty much entirely unused for a very long while because it was waiting for me to try and implement all of this. There's a bunch of different events that Forge has that allow us to replicate a lot of advancement things, but there's also a lot of other things that we can't really replicate. Item durability change, for instance, we can't really do. Enchanted item, can't really do. Constrict beacon, a lot of these are also like fairly esoteric and have to come in the same thing, so it's not really great. But there is a number of things that we can replicate. For now, we're just going to go with entity killed by player. So, flip right there, living death event. Or is it player... yeah, player killed entity, living death events, still same thing. So on living death event. And how many things use this already? Just the two. Entity killed player or player killed entity. So if events... actually, let's get our like thing here. Entity events victim equals events dot that one. So if victim instance of entity player, then let's see, we need to check if this has actually happened according to a player. So damage source equals event dot, there should be a damage source, there you are. If source dot get true source does not equal null, or in this case equals null, we can just shortcut this, then just return. There we go, so there's a start. So if the victim is an entity player, then it is player, entity killed entity player. Well, entity killed player. And if assailant is an instance of entity player, then player killed entity. Anyone else have firework ice cream? I have never heard the like. So no, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that. I imagine plasma-y possibly, given that lightning is about the same temperature as the surface of the sun. There's that, yes. Okay. Yeah. Player killed entity, entity killed player. So in the case of our pact, for right now, we're just gonna say if the assailant was a player and the victim was a pig, then increment the pact. Do I have a thing that's just increment pact? I don't think so. Okay, and let's also make sure that we limit this, because currently there's nothing that would actually... Okay, good, that's fine. But we can actually make that much easier. Power 1 int modulo get packed max level. There. Oh, actually, would that work quite as I'm thinking? I think, but yeah, the old system was probably better. Because that actually handles if it goes below negatives, or if it goes to negatives, or if it goes above, or whatnot, then yeah. Okay, so now, every time that we kill a pig, our pact should go up by 1. So, now we just need to make sure that bus pact progress is actually called. Make sure it's actually registered. Start real easy, we're just gonna say, have we killed a pig? If so, increment. Another thing we need to check is our max tier, our max level here. Yeah, it's tiers.length minus 1, so for the moment, that's still gonna be basically empty. Let's just return, say, 5. Stream is very unsteady. I'm not seeing any dropped frames. Seems... Anybody else having issues? Sorry. I'm aware that's like a thing streamers say. It's like, I'm not seeing any drop frames on my end, but still. Power's fine? Oh. Probably because you're down. I mean, that lead with that, maybe, Milo. Yes, that will significantly impact your download speed, which includes the rate at which you can see the stream. Okay, currently at 0. Strife words? I don't know what you mean. Okay, so now, need to kill some piggies. So let me just grab a sword. Still 0. Okay. So we've got some debugging to do, everybody. So let's try and see where that's going wrong. Oh, starts ISP. Ah, not seeing any drop frames as a thing stream. I mean, again, it's just a fairly classical like thing streamers say kind of thing. Okay, keep an eye down here. So it's not currently, well, it'll give us a message whether we actually have a pact or not, so bloop. Not a thing. Interesting. Yeah, not a thing down here. Okay. There is a problem. Let's make sure it happens at all. Yellow.
I'm just letting you know I'm going to bed, so please try to keep it down.
We'll try. Have a good sleep. Let's see. What would the there's been a murder, essentially. If we get past the living death event, we get past that, then we should see, like, there's been a murder. Something killed something else. This did not happen by, like, nature. Nyan sleeping? Nyan is sleeping. Be very, very quiet. Nyan sleeping. Okay. Nothing interesting. Fire when an entity dies. On death, on death, on death. Fired on the Minecraft Forge event bus, so yeah, we didn't even get that at all. So something's hecky. Question being, what? Did I say sleeping with a B? Yes, that's how you wrote it. Hey Bits, how you doing? So why are we not seeing living death events? That's the question here. Like at bare minimum, we should be seeing this message, but we're not. Nothing like that down here. Let's just try that one more time. No. No, we don't see any message at all. Okay. That's interesting. Because that suggests one of two... Oh, it's not static. That'll be why. Needs to be static to do anything. Need to be public static voids, or else they don't do anything. This is the way Forge built its event system listener. May you inquire why my Dead by Daylight stream has no webcam? All of my streams have webcam. What do you mean? Like, including this one. Oh, yeah, my, video, most recently, yeah. There's been a couple occasions recently where my webcam software just hasn't captured, so there's just a picture thing I hacked up, essentially. There we go. Player killed, entity, pig. Weirdly, there are two of those, but it's fine, probably. So yeah, just to, like, cover space, essentially, I just put that picture there. Yeah, software failure, in short. Alright, so now that we've gotten that detectable, let's find out exactly, let's find out if we can actually increase our pact level by doing that. So, go over and talk to the witch. Okay, there for a moment. Eat the deviled egg. Hit confirm. Now have a pact. Okay. Summon a pig. Murder said pig. If it stands still, okay, we have player killed entity pig in our chat here, or our console. So now if I go to here, good. Okay, grand. So that now means that we can increase up until about level 5, I think it was, just by killing that. So the next thing is, this is currently one thing. So now we want to actually add a container saying how much of that have we done. So say if we have to kill 6 pigs, that kind of thing. That's our next stop. So let me see, inside of player pact, we're going to need... I'm trying to think, either a list or a hash map or something. Private map of strings to MBT datas. So that BC criterion. Reminds me of Witchery, where you have to kill Lilith and then get some of her blood and drink it to become a vampire. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Witchery does that as like a quest system, and it's very simple inside of Witchery, but we're trying to do it significantly more configurably, which means things are not necessarily as straightforward. So, down here in our set level, let's see, set criteria. Now here, what we'd actually be doing is referencing the pact. But for right now, we're just gonna go set something right there. So in this case, MB tag compound criterion equals new MB tag compound criterion dot set integer count, and we'll say 3. Let's go that there, and let's actually add another thing here. Set string target Minecraft pig. Okay, so inside of there, every time we level up, there's now a thing saying we have to kill 3 pigs. Next question. So public void add criterion. This is gonna be interesting. Because there can be multiple of those, theoretically. Wolf patron you don't form a pact with, you form a pact with. Yeah, maybe. That's an interesting idea, but I feel like it should always be your call on whether you start that. Okay, so now, plus pact progress, we just want to add criterion here. Let's get an integer value anyways. Okay, and let's also set that to be level. And let's have a value out here. Level achieved. So every time we kill a pig, it increments us a level until we actually like get to the right level. Okay, that's not being saved currently, but that will be later. Now another way that we could do this theoretically is to just take every single criterion of a given pact and just like block them by level, so you must be X level and have killed this many before it actually starts incrementing them all, but that's more or less how advancements do it, ish. Which is why when you do one thing really late in the game and then you fill up the preceding ones, it immediately ticks over. So we're still hard-coded to pigs, we're still hard-coded on what these things are, but we're getting to a position here where we can get through them. So... yep, once again, 0. Summon pig. Level achieved because we killed a pig. Okay, good. Let's summon another pig. Apparently we killed another pig and that was enough. Presumably it's not saying the criteria probably. Correctly, I should say. Actually no, it was to 1, so it should be, yeah. Okay. Summon pig. Didn't that time. Level achieved. Okay, yeah, we're incrementing nicely there. Good. Okay. And that will continue going up until we hit the, like, cap. Obviously, we need to actually do that the other way around, and we also need to build it for making sure making sure we have different types. So, we need an enum, I think. Public enum pact criterion type, I guess. So we'll have a kill one, we'll have a died one, or death type. Kill or killed, I guess, is a different one. Crafted, what were some of the other things up on this big list here? So many, so many. Place? Yeah, place location. Let's go with that list for right now. Okay. So now when we're setting our criterion, we actually want to set a type of criterion here, not just a name. So this would be pact criterion type dot kill ordinal. So we're starting to get the building here of an actual readable MBT data thing here. So now when we add a criterion, what we want to say is we need a type. Then we can get all of the criterions of that particular type, and then we can increment them accordingly. So let's just go down here and say that would be pact criterion type. I should really just name that to criterion type or something, shouldn't I? Guessing we're going to need some data here in order to determine things like target, because that's fine for killing, it's not necessarily so good for everything else. So let's have ourselves some MBT data here. So we killed 1 data. Okay, that's now completely agnostic as to where, like, what we did and where. Good. So if we go back over to here, where we add our criterion, now I need to just go through all of the things in the map. So for string criterion in criteria dot keyset. So there's our NPT data. If let's see, kill progress dot get integer type equals type dot ordinal. Then we do that. Sorry, I'm being very very specific here, aren't I? If kill progress dot get string, right, there you are, target equals data dot get string target. And then we increment that, so only if it's the right target. Okay. And it goes for all of them. And if we do get to the point of... I'm trying to think. If we get to the point where one of them completes, it's going to increment the level. As opposed to all of them. We want all of them to be incremented. Or all of them to be 0, I guess would be the phrase here. Okay, let's create ourselves a list of strings. Whoop, this is gonna go wonky. Nope, okay, good. Hooray! What are we coding today? Today we are coding essentially a quest progression system, is the easier way to describe this. We start a thing by talking to an NPC, and then what we had to do after that currently is slay a bunch of pigs. And every set number of those that we, like, kill advances our level in that particular quest. Right now, that's all that happens, but later on we're going to be actually adding rewards for that. And this is in service of our pact system. So then we want criteria. Essentially, we are making the lycanthropy / vampirism system from Witchery, but configurable and way more in-depth. Okay, and then if criteria is empty, then we increment our level. Hugs all you butts. Hey, excuse me. Could you hug something that's not quite so personal, gorilla? In many ways here, we are trying to more or less engineer our own advancement system. Which, I guess, strictly speaking, is. So. Okay. Hug the face? I mean, sure. If I hug the face, it gets a little awkward, but yes. Also, they usually had to, like, be kneeling or something. It's just... but also, we are currently sitting at 22 subscribers, and if we get to 40, we get a bonus stream, which will be me penalizing myself in various audiovisual means whilst I play Dead by Daylight. Okay. So now we should be able to work that around. We can also extend this code up to here. But we want to see if I can build in that part. So currently we just get Minecraft pig from there. We want to actually add something a bit more specific. Victim, this should just be entity list actually. Entity string from the victim, I think. The original name for the entity, used for translation strings. Does that include Farod or Minecraft or what? That's the question. I guess we'll find out. Just so that we can get rid of that hard coding right there. Let's find out. You are in fact lying size, so you'd probably still have to bend down a little bit, yeah. Okay. So we've got a screen that we can see our current pact and progression in it. We've got the capacity to increment our progression, and we're currently trying to diversify and vary up that progression as well. So that's our next thing. After that we need rewards, and if we have enough time in the evening, after that we'll be actually giving ourselves the end game consequence. Okay, so summon pig. Let's find out if that is the right thing. Okay, target is not the right name there, so that's not going to advance our thing at all, which is why it didn't right there. So we need to figure out what's going on there. We need to find the right thing. Translation name. Class from ID, class from name. Get ID, no. Get key, that's probably what we're looking for. Whoa, Dusty, thank you very much. So this, we need victim.getClass. I think. String. Okay, let's see what value it gives us there. That should, I think, be the right thing. We'll find out. Another 17. We get a we get a Dead by Daylight stream. God, could you imagine playing like Dev Slinger blindfold? Oh, it'll be entertaining. I definitely need to make a I need to make a Dead by Daylight video on the plague. Just like the plague is just trying to enforce social distancing. Is the plague classified as an essential worker? Hmm. Okay, summon Pigoo. Hey, get back here. Okay, there we go. Criterion completed, level achieved. Grand. Criterion... There's definitely some wonkiness when you name the witch Dinnerbone. You stopped watching the Dead by Daylight videos a couple months ago? Oh, how come? It's because the models always start from the feet, but the feet, of course, are upside down here. But okay, back to testing, everybody. Okay, good. Player killed pig, good. Nothing happened that time. Level achieved, grand. Okay, yes, that is working perfectly. So we're having to progress through them. Good. Let's add a second criterion now. Hurrah! Making good progress here. And we can also expand that up to here. And in this case, it would be killed by that. And okay, close that. Can close that. Can view this. Alright. New criterion. And this one we're gonna say is Goblin. Don't know why, it's just gonna go with Goblin. Okay, so first time we're just gonna be getting, we just need to kill a pig. Second time we need to kill 2 pigs as well as a goblin. Is that watching them too? Oh. That's because while you understand the issues, the complaints are getting to your skins, you decide to that's fair. There's a lot less complaining now, at the very least. In the most recent ones. Okay, so let's see if we can actually have multiple criteria. So get our pact. Overwatch Space Engineers, also valid. Also very valid. Where's the exit? There's the exit. Okay, let's go to full view for you guys. So, summon pig. Criteria completed, kill pig, level achieved. Good. Okay. Next. Nope, no advancement there. Criterion completed, kill pig, but we haven't leveled. Okay, very good. We're still at 1. So now we summon a goblin. Criterion completed, kill goblin, level achieved. We have it, folks. It works. Okay, grand. So now it's just a matter mostly of re-implemented everything, and are you what I think you are right now? Yeah, you're the changeling queen model at the moment. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know if I've shown you guys this one. Hang on, let me just rename you something other than Dinnerbone. Yep, think I'm good. There you go. Meet the queen. Just before you on stream? Ah, that's fair. The goblins are just you making a noise. Yeah, they're... most oddities that have custom noises are me making a noise. My favorite part's the little hens. They're just chilling out. Just doing their own thing back here. It's very nice. Kobolds are Anki puppies? Yeah, true enough. Can I make this mod compatible with other mods? Depends on the mods, really. There's no way I can make them compatible with everything. So it's just a matter of if there's a particular mod that's worth adding the compatibility to. Okay. So I do need to actually ask the tier, like, for the criterions, but that's pretty good. Nice. Yeah, Baubles. Baubles is mandatory. You need Baubles for this right now. Okay, so that works. Grand. I could probably make a searcher a bit better for that, but for right now it's fine. Okay. To find some means of increasing the progress of the player's current pact. Done. More after the break. Catch you in 10, everybody. welcome back, everybody, to the final hour of the evening, and we've gotten a whole bunch done so far. So we no longer need this bunch, because that's not necessary. Don't need that. Nope. It's all good. Also don't need that anymore. We can just get rid of it all. So our packed progress is very simple right now, but nonetheless. We're not currently drawing from the configs, so if we look over here at faywitch.json, there's a bunch here that is completely irrelevant, but we are getting there. We're getting there because we're boiling things down to what they should be as MBT data, and consequently then completing them. So we have managed to achieve all of that. So the next step is to add benefits to different tiers of different pacts. We're obviously not really building for different pacts right now because we're not drawing any data from the pacts themselves. But, so, now, when we actually, level up, we want to set something happening. We want to give, the player some feedback, some reward for leveling up their pact. And later down the road, this will be things like special abilities, it'll be things like new spells to cast, that kind of thing. But for right now, we're just going to have one particular type, and that is going to be an item. Give our player an item. So, in this case, let's give him a cookie, because why not? So let me see if... Do we have a world value here? We do not. Okay. Player entity.getWorld is remote. Or is not remote. We could, of course, just put something on their screen that looks nice, but then there's not really any benefit to doing all the stuff, considering why go for an entire quest line, essentially, if you're just gonna get nothing. So, for that, we're just gonna give the player... let's see, item, add item stack, there. We're literally just gonna give them a cookie, for right now. Gonna want some milk? Yeah. And in fact, let's make it a special cookie. Plus get level reward. There you go. Just add that cookie stack to your inventory. There we go. And make it 1+ so it doesn't start at 0. You hit the hydrate button, you end up hydrating first. Oh well. It's not a race, para. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Obviously, I can bulk this out with way more events and things happening, but for right now, it's fine. Somebody also mentioned in the chat during break there, how do we make sure that they only killed it in certain ways? Maybe you have to use a special sacrificial dagger, maybe that's a reward item that you get for a certain pact, that kind of thing. To do that, we would just have to add the item stack data to the thing, and then we would just, when we're going for the criterion, ask does it match that particular data. I'm probably going to go over and make an actual criterion class that's read through MBT and whatnot and updates itself as an object, which will make things a lot easier to just do that stuff. But for right now, we just have reading MBT data. So, okay. We go back in here. Just thought it was funny that you ended up hydrating. Okay. Deviled egg. Good. We did not get anything because we're currently at a level 0. Nothing in here. Okay. Summon a pig. And we're also not seeing anything in here. What could possibly be going wrong here? For good measure. And a goblin. Get back here. Get back here. We're up to 2 here, but we haven't actually I don't see they actually have accomplished anything there. Interesting. Okay. We've got some debugging to do, everybody. Let me see. So the obvious thing to do would be to check if there was a level up and then provide that to the player in whatever fashion that may be. Because I'm guessing, like best guess here, is that this is only happening client side. We need it to be happening on the server side for us to actually give our player a cookie. So what we can do for that is actually have an event. But in this case, that would be causing them to actually only appear on the client side. Let's just do that. There'll be ghost cookies, but that's probably not too terribly surprising given the nature of this. So quite probably what's happening is all of our stuff's happening on the client side, so consequently it's not actually doing anything, which is fine. We haven't actually been doing anything right now to warrant it doing anything else, so it's fine. We can fix that. I'm just actually gonna set up a thing here, just so that I can't believe which is Pavlov training player using cookies. I mean, is that dreadfully surprising? Really? Is anybody the least bit surprised there? There. Now I don't have to hit summon all the time. Whoa, we got something happening down here. Null pointers happened, apparently. So what happened here? Apparently, player entity was null. Okay, that's some that's some detail we have to figure out there. Some of the fandom would be Pavlov for pets. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, so that tells me that player entity is not being set. We need to make that actually be set. So currently, yeah, we're not seeing that in. We need to actually ask that entity in be right there, and also ideally actually be be a player. But it could be that the alternative version's being called. Let's find out. Is that being called anywhere? Where is that being called, if anywhere? Local packed data. Good, okay, fine. And then a player pact. It is generated in VO player data. So if entity in instance of entity player we already have handlers for if the pact is null, so that should be fine. He said right before it crashes tremendously. Imagine the witch with a squirt bottle whenever the player kills a changeling. That's definitely an interesting idea. Okay, so there should be no means of actually making this otherwise. Created packed data for player name. Okay, just so that we know it's there. If we can get a cookie to appear in the player's inventory when they level up from this, then we are making good progress. And there's already a crash. Wow. So there's a problem there, which was most probably that was happening. Okay. So because there wasn't a thing yet, there wasn't a player, we weren't actually able to get something there. So packed data, let's make you a bit more. If local packed data equals null, then if mc.player does not equal null, return new local packed data equals new player packed mc.player. There. That should hopefully fix that up. As I say, we have handling in place for if the packed data is null. We don't have handling in place for if the entity in the pact is not. Okay, that's sweet, sweet validation. I mean, that's essentially what we're building here. Rewards for filling it for, like, continuing your pact are kind of the main point of why you would actually try to continue the pact. Right now, it's just a cookie, but later it'll be Eldritch Power. Okay, let's try that again. We haven't crashed immediately, so that's progress. I stand corrected. Okay, the event bus had a problem. Get name was a problem, apparently. Because it requires a game profile reference? Really? Huh. Interesting. How is that null? Okay, let's just create that and see if it does anything for us. Shouldn't be null, but maybe. Which can keep Eldritch Power, just give me a hug, please. Just tell me I'm good and that's all I need. Aww, you guys. Your chair is loud? Mine's getting there. My chair is very old and probably needs replacing. It probably needed replacing months ago, but oh well, that's what I got. Created packed data. Okay, good. I shouldn't have one yet. Yep, good. Grand. Yep. Take damage, dang it. Okay, good. Progress. Good. And we have some cookies. Yeah. Level 2, level 3. Grand. We got set to level 0, so that might be why we don't have one for level 0. Well, for level 1. But as you can see by my clicking, they're just client-side. They don't actually exist. So now we need to fix that. Because cookies that only, like, rewards that only appear client-side are not necessarily cookies at all. see this, the entity, person it. There you are. Which that never went through trauma, just fluffy overprotective parent. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that suggests there's still an overprotective parent, and also fluffy. They're also hurt and probably shouldn't be parent without therapy first. Okay, so if the server doesn't have one already, then it will just retrieve it. That also means we can do that. Okay. Entity player victim. That also means we're now actually getting specific data. Assail ants. I believe I've been doing that in my kitchen lately. Okay, that should be good. We're obviously having some problems elsewhere though. They are the player. Okay. Pack start. I may be a little on the hungry side. I didn't get a chance to eat dinner before I started stream today. Why do we have the packed data here? Where is this even used anymore? For that matter. Packet packed data, part of command packed, part of get packed. Apparently. Oh, because we requested from the server for an update. Right, that could be why. You asked for nya, not dab. Should add a nya button? Nah. Okay, that should be all the problems. Nope. Packed start, still needs something. Okay, now that we have no problems, he said with the slightest hint of knowledge that there are probably going to be a lot of problems, let's see what happens. Just boot it and see what happens. So we have a local one per client, and we have a list of them stored on the server. So that should, hopefully, mean that we don't have as much issues now. We should actually have, like, server clients parity. Let's find out. Okay. I see created packed data. I see also another created packed data, which means that is on the client side and the other one's on the server side. Okay. Good start. Let's see how we do over here. Surprised there's not any Witch or Yip emotes for stream? Yeah, it's a money thing. Because I need money to actually get people to, like, make the emotes, because Lord knows I can't. And that means that it takes, like, there's definitely emotes planned. There's that. Okay. Level 2 reward. Hooray. So that's still working so far. No problems. Level 3. Yay. Okay, that part's still working. Now, let's do the ultimate challenge. Let's actually ask if we're client or server side. Is it player or the player? It's just player entity. Okay. Let's go from imaginary cookies to actual cookies. Obviously, if you do change like the configs for a given pact midway through somebody's pact, it's going to be very strange. They'll have old data, but it's about all I can really do without storing a list of every single thing you've accomplished. Okay, good there. Keep get a leg. Okay. I have thus far not observed a cookie, but let's see what happens. We have ostensibly reached a different level here, but we're not seeing anything happen. Humdy. Best guess there could be that we're not setting it back on the server side, so we do probably need to actually get the thing and then set it back. Ow. I would say you dick, but I am just murdering you guys like one after the other. There we go. Surprised I haven't hit 3 yet. Okay. Yeah, we got some bugs to find, everybody. So let's see. The server proxy does actually, like, put stuff, but it only puts it when it gets it. We need to actually have a set here as well. So over in iProxy, we have a whole bunch of sets, but we don't actually have these. have a one for setting packed data. Okay, and something similarly over here. Okay, and then every time that we update with our packed progress, we want to actually tell the proxy. There. And that should hopefully mean that the server as well as the client actually has parity. So now the server should understand when we actually do this stuff. Hopefully. Might also be that the server doesn't realize we have a hacked. Come to think of it. Abstract, yes, okay, can go both ways. Hon. Yeah, looks like we don't actually do anything here. Okay. So only the client actually gets to complete that. We need to change that up. Did I just say hon? Yes, I did. Okay, so clear that. Set the packed data, good, okay, and then we just send it all to there, so that should be fine now, I think. also should not be the case, I think. Not 100% certain. Yeah, at that stage we need to actually be retrieving another player's UUID. There. If target player does not equal null, then we get the pact. If the pact doesn't equal null, which it almost never should, then we actually set it, and then we set the pact data, and then we do the other stuff if we're server-side. Okay. I can probably do a bunch of this up to there, but for right now, let's hope that's correct. In fact, let's set the pact... Let's go to the server proxy right here, and let's see if it gets updated. Servers should never have a null player, because there's otherwise no reason that should ever be called. Please let us have non-fictional cookies game. Non-fictional cookies. Wenblers. Yes, please. I would like to be a servant of the Dark Ones. I'm not seeing anything inside of set pack data here. Yeah, we're leveling up here, but I'm not actually seeing anything from the server proxy. So something's hacky. Need to figure that out. Because we should otherwise be actually seeing this stuff update. Ba-da-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. Game, please, can we have non-Mirage cookies? Yeah. Does that ever get called? Our bus does call it, but clearly there are some problems. Let's see. Assailant. Get world. That is remote. Actually, we can just put the same thing, aren't we? To make sure this is actually happening on both sides. So we can see set pack data is getting called, but apparently only on the client side, and I suspect it's related to when we start the pact. I suspect the server doesn't realize that we're doing that. So for that, that would be pact start. Which would be this load of things, which we just did a whole bunch of fiddling with. Come on. Server created packed data, client created packed data. Very good. Okay. Not seeing it be retrieved so far. But let's kill a pig and find out. Any mistake, you forgot you still had ink on your hands from work and there's now a red handprint on your front door. Well. Yeah, it looks... I'm seeing the server registering it. I'm actually not seeing the client registering it, strangely enough. I'm also not seeing anything in the console down here that remotely resembles it being set. Like, it shouldn't be possible for us to have... Like, let's see if it's that part that's having the issues here. Probably not good decoration since the apartment's in quarantine. Yeah, last I checked, it doesn't cause most of that. Don't think your neighbors would appreciate a Mask of the Red Death reference. That's just like back in Days to Black Death. Okay, let's see if the server actually understands that we're starting a pact, because that might be why we're not seeing this update, and hence why we're not getting any cookies. Okay. Server starting pact for player 692, client starting pact for player 692. Apparently we're player 692 here. So then, why aren't we seeing any get set? That suggests that the pact is just not getting there. Okay. So why do we not see that get called? That's the question, because that should get called both sides. Types in general we don't need to worry about, but that part we do. And we even have a thing right here. Gets called a bunch of places. But we're not seeing it. And the only way I can think that doesn't happen is if that's target player equals null. Return. Target player shouldn't be possible to be null unless it's client side. Okay, so there's that. So, yeah, power 1 player is still target player at this point, really. And if it's on the server, then it should be an multiplayer MP. There's no way it couldn't be, really. He says right before it breaks, no doubt, but nonetheless. Otherwise, then we actually want the target player. Right, should be good there. Let's see what that gets us. Because we should be seeing set pack data all over the place, but we're not seeing it at all. And the only reason that the bus shouldn't be doing it is if it registers that you don't have a pact currently. So keeping an eye on the console. We might get actual cookies on the 11th hour. Server starting pact, client starting pact. Okay, so both sides know that we have a pact now, except that I didn't see it get set. And the server proxy is told to tell us when it gets set. Which is a thing that happens right after that. There's not even, like, a question there. It should have told us that. Yeah, we didn't get any sign of the set pact data. Very interesting, that. And we're not getting any cookies here either. I wonder why that is. Do I still need another peek? There we go. Sir Lang is confused by this conversation. I'm confused by many things, but I actually know what you guys are on about. So why is this not getting called when we know it should be getting called? If anything, it should be getting called more than the main. More than the client side here. Like, that's the thing, right there. It should be able to get this. What would Ender Dragons bleed if it wasn't green? I mean, red is an obvious one. I bet, yeah, purple seems like an obvious one for Ender Dragons, really. If they're in the slightest bit of, if they're in the slightest bit of, like, the same evolutionary wheelhouse as the Enderman, it's probably purple. Who knows why, but... Is Ender Vision in color inverted? Wasn't aware. Oh, yeah, color inverted. Neat. Okay, so now we'll actually be able to see what side our criteria improved upon. Let's find out. Okay, server starting packed, client starting packed. Server updating criterion kill. Okay. So why are we not seeing any, like... Why are we not seeing any cookies? Yeah, we can see the server is actually the only side that's updating them. That's interesting. So what's going wrong? Why are we not seeing cookies here? Like, we should be seeing that. Let's change that to common handler. And see if there's some kind of desync here. That even just raises the question of how are we even getting cookies to begin with? Because if we were client side, then that should... When you spectate and it's inverted, I'm still not over how I predicted that back in like 2013. Oh, I can do you one better, Dusty. I implemented name tags before Mojang did. It was even most of the same grafting recipe. Same function. You renamed the item and then you right-clicked on the mob. That was one of the first mods that I ever made for a YouTuber. I made that for Gar, way back when. Okay. I should just have it start on the Witcher, shouldn't I? Okay, we appear to have a cookie. And it's a fake cookie because we no longer have it. Okay, why? Why are we? How are we being given fake cookies? That's the question here. Like, we should have cookies here. Why? How did it give us a fake cookie when we're asking it to only do so on the server side? That's weird. Oh, more bits. Don't use that hashtag. Please don't. Like, there shouldn't be any way. If it's giving us the cookie server side, then it should be in our inventory, yet when we click it in our inventory, it erases itself as though it were a fake client side only cookie. That doesn't make sense. How is side.server triggering client side? This is bizarre. This doesn't make sense. Can I print a screen where it's worked server side? I mean, it's right here. It's only updating if it's server side. Like, literally right here. It shouldn't be able to do any of that if it's client side. And yet, here we are. It might be just because we're on a single player. That might be it. So server and client are functionally identical. God, this is weird. This is very weird. I didn't expect this to take so long. Having server-client parity for this does, though, mean that we can have specific visuals related to various pacts and certain tiers of them. So, for instance, if we had a demonic pact, like something related to the Nether, for instance, then we can say that when you level up, you get like a devil's tail or something. Not seeing anything in here from that, which suggests that every time we're leveling up, we're only on the client side, which doesn't make sense either. Player entity, get world. It's like it shouldn't. All of the triggers that we're seeing as well from the bus are on the server side, so there shouldn't even be any way that we can get this. It's like the only thing that should be updating at that stage is the server side, and yet. Here you are trying to get a Python script to scrape your website. I mean, yeah, there's differing things and differing challenges. I need to actually end the stream fairly soon. I'd like to figure out what's causing this. Just so that I know, at least, what I need to fix. Incrementing packed tier on side client. But not the server. Server updated it, but the client apparently was responsible for what was happening then. Okay, so the common handler effective side is a wrong value. That's not correct, is what I'm getting here. Because that's what we use over here when we're also getting what side the event is happening on. Interesting. So let's just... Should be identical sides between these two. Let's just say we do that. And then from there we should be able to identify what actual world we're on. Do we still have common handler in here? Apparently. Oh, in a couple of places. Because of course here it could be theoretically null, so we don't actually want to put it there. We know that part works at the very least. So let's see what we see now. Presuming that that is how that works. You like the way I say interesting? It's an English word. I speak English. I say it in many tonalities and such as well. So what's it gonna say now as we go through it? Let's see if we've identified the problem here. Get the egg, go to there, okay, starting pacts. Apparently, ostensibly, the same for both sides. Okay, client updating criterion kill, incrementing packed tier on side client. Server, apparently, still the entity pig somehow. So that means the server is finding that we don't have a pact. Why is the server finding that? That's the question. Okay, well, we have some at least better idea of what's going on here. Get back here. So since the server actually doesn't believe that we have a pact, it's not updating anything. Right. I mean, if we don't have a pact, then we shouldn't have any criterion, so we theoretically should be able to go through anyways, but there's no criterion, then we'll increment automatically. Okay. Yeah, I bet if we ask if there's no pact, then it'll tell us that nothing happened. But why are we only seeing the server activate? Why are we only seeing the server say that something happened when the client is updating? Oy. Weirdness incarnate. But then what do we expect from this kind of magic, really? Okay, yeah, I gotta end the stream, everybody. So, hope you all enjoyed. That is all I have for tonight. Next stream is tomorrow at 7. We have some Dungeons and Dragon hats. And then on Thursday at 9, we have some Monster Hunter World. And on Friday, we have some more vampire. And then on Saturday at 7, we have more Dungeons and Dragon hats. Full at 9 with the carousel playing some random games, talking about what happened the week. And we'll be back for more of this on Tuesday. Hopefully I'll have gotten some progress and we can start working on endgames. But other than that, I do make videos over youtube.com/remembercomic. It's in the banner, and Moopot has been spamming chat with it occasionally. And everything I do, especially right now, is powered by people like you over at Patreon at patreon.com/lying. Hope you've all enjoyed. Thank you to the new subs. Thank you to Dusty for gifting them. And I'll catch you all as ever next time. What a weird night.